Hey guys, how we doing? Back again with I think 5 movies that I watched this week. A couple of big ones that have been highly anticipated for a while, and I'm not talking about horror. I'm talking about Black Widow. And then I watched a lot of random horror movies that I think I just wanted to see, so I've kind of got out of the way. So let's get started with Black Widow, the only not horror movie on this list. Um, so Black Widow. I'm a big fan of the MCU. I really love these movies. They're entertaining. They're fun. I've liked every single MCU movie. There's not one I've disliked at all. I think that they all are entertaining in some way, shape, or form. And Black Widow is the first Marvel movie since Spider-Man: Far From Home, which was in 2019. So it's been 2 years since we've had a Marvel movie in the theater, which is so weird to think because if the pandemic didn't happen, it would have we would have had more Marvel movies already released. It's so weird not having it every year now. I mean, it's gonna go back to that, I guess, but it was just weird not being at the theater last year, seeing a Marvel movie like that. It's just kind of strange. But Black Widow is about the titular character Black Widow. It's a movie set between Captain America: Civil War and Avengers: Infinity War, where Natasha encounters a global conspiracy that she has to overcome with ties to her past. Um, along the way, she meets, or not meets, she reunites with her family, especially with her sister Elena, played by Florence Pugh, and her dad and mom, played by David Harbour and Rachel Weisz. So that's really cool to see all three of them in the Marvel universe now. I really enjoyed seeing them as well. Looking at the movie as a whole, Black Widow, it's so weird because it I am glad it exists. I am, and I think that if I am comparing this to like in terms of a ranking with the Marvel films, this is definitely in the middle tier. It's not the most interesting of them all. I feel like it has a very similar plot to all of them, and I know that the Marvel movies have a formula, and this one does too. But I feel like this one, in a way, the characters really save it. And I'm not saying that as a disservice to the movie, that the movie would be bad if didn't have characters like this. It would have just been more forgettable. I think the story in this is fine. I did like it. It just felt typical Marvel MCU movie. Um, I liked the side characters a lot. I like Natasha as well, but it's weird because the movie is called Black Widow, but it feels like she's not like she is the main character of the movie, but it really does have a lot of time with Yelena and her parents in the movie, and it's weird because sometimes it doesn't feel like Black Widow because it does focus on them, but to be fair, on as a counterbalance to that, you have with Avengers Endgame, you know what happens with Black Widow. So looking at this movie, it is a setup to bring these other characters into the MCU later. So it makes sense in a way to have Natasha the main character, and it is her movie, but you have a lot of focus on the side characters who will be the ones that are continuing on in this universe. So it's weird with that aspect, but Florence Pugh is so freaking good in this. Like, I love Florence Pugh, anyways. Midsummer sold me. I have not seen Fighting with My Family, which I want to see now because I love Florence Pugh. But I really, really love her as an actress. I think she's really just hilarious and beautiful, and she's such a great actress, and I really love seeing her and stuff. So she was, I think, my favorite part of the movie. David Harbour, I thought, did a fantastic, hilarious job as Red Guardian, who is the Russian equivalent to Captain America. And I thought that that was really hilarious. And I thought it was funny that he always acts like he has beef with Captain America. That really landed with the jokes. Every joke with Florence Pugh Elena worked very, very well, especially whenever she talks about the superhero pose, which I thought would have been a joke that would have been kind of um, kind of too much because Deadpool's done that with the superhero jump and the superhero pose kind of thing. But I thought that the line deliveries that Florence Pugh gave just were so hilarious, especially with that. Um, I liked, and I'm not spoiling the movie, but I liked the fact that the movie it's weird. It's got a villain in it named Taskmaster. And the villain is revealed in the movie later. And whenever the villain is revealed in the movie, I think it's very obvious who this person is. Um, and I didn't really fall for a twist or anything. I knew that this is who the character would be, the Taskmaster villain. Um, which was fine. It just felt like the movie didn't have that many surprises, but I still like the fact that whenever you get the reveal of Taskmaster, I did like the reveal, even though it was a reveal that was obvious, if that makes sense. But Marvel isn't trying to be Shakespeare or anything, it's just trying to be a fun popcorn time. And I did enjoy that aspect of it, like I do in all the other Marvel movies. Um, I really love the after credits scene. Again, won't spoil it, but just made me go, shit, awesome. That's so great to see. I can't wait for that. I really I liked the movie overall. It just doesn't for me feel like it's going to be a movie that if I rank these movies, it's not going to be that high. But that's not a disservice to the movie. You got so many fun, entertaining Marvel movies. This one's going to be a little lower. And like I said, there were so many things that I liked about it and enjoyed about it that I'm totally fine with that. Like, it was still a fun, enjoyable time. It just isn't my favorite overall, but I did like so many things about it. Really glad Black Widow finally came out and finally got to see it. I can't wait for Shang-Chi, which is the next one. I know nothing about that, never read the comics or anything, so I'm going to go into that really blank whenever that comes out. And then I watched Fear Street 1978 Part 2. I literally just watched this. I really dug the hell out of this one. So the first Fear Street I reviewed in the last review video, and I really liked it. I thought it was good, really entertaining, really fun. I like the characters a lot. I've never read the source material of Fear Street. I've read Goosebumps, but I never read anything like that R.L. Stine did with the Fear Street stuff. So I don't know anything about the source material, so I'm not going into that this way. But the first Fear Street I liked a lot, 1994. And then this is part 2, 1978, which is a summer camp slasher. And that alone, like, immediately makes me go, hell yeah, I love that. Because I really love summer slashers, like Friday the 13th, Sleepaway Camp. I watch those all the time. The Burning, love those slashers so much. And it's a movie for me, if that makes sense. Like, it's exploitive as can be in a way that entertained me. I really was entertained by 1978 Fear Street. You've also got Sadie Sink in it as the main character, Ziggy. There's a character, Ziggy and Cindy, two sisters, who encounter the witch in 1978, and it is a summer slasher, and that's the basic plot of it. It's really weird because I like how the first one it wasn't modern. It was 1994, but it feels more modern than this, of course. But I like how this one really does a great job of homaging and copying a horror movie from the 70s or the 80s. Like, the soundtrack straight up sounds like Sleepaway Camp, which is freaking awesome. I thought that all the characters, like the first one, are really likable or charming, or they're just really interesting. And I like how with slashers, it's weird because slasher movies are not movies. They're like, say, like the Marvel movies. They're popcorn movies. They're movies that are for entertainment purposes for the most part, instead of being intellectual or whatever. But looking at a slasher, looking at characters, character is not a very strong word in the slasher genre, but characters that are memorable by either just their quirks, their characteristics. I like that this movie did a good job with that, because these characters I really did like. I really did like the two main girls. I really did like all the side characters. I thought that they all were delved in enough for the genre that it really did a good job of making me really care for them, or really get annoyed or upset whenever they get slashed. Like, I like that. And they did that with the first Fear Street as well. I felt the same way. Like, I really did enjoy these characters. And really, I loved the same thing about this movie like I did the first one, but this one with the added summer camp slasher genre. Like, I am totally more for this than the first one. And the first one I really did enjoy. Um, but I think this is better. I really liked Fear Street 2, 1978 Part 2. Really, really fun. Can't wait for Fear Street Part 3, 1666, which is the last one in the trilogy. I think it comes out this coming week. I don't know what day, but I know it comes out this week sometime. So I'm excited to see that, and I'll definitely have that review in the next batch of reviews that I do. But really, really was really entertained with Fear Street 1978 Part 2. And then a current horror movie that came out, I don't know, a couple months ago, which I had not seen yet. Waited for it to be on Shudder because I just kept forgetting it was out. Was Psycho Goreman, PG Psycho Goreman. And again, really love how this one as well is freaking fun. Like, this one just surprised me. I kept hearing good things about Psycho Goreman. I kept hearing a lot of praise for it. And the basic story for this one is these two kids on Earth encounter an intergalactic killer who can do all these horrific things to his victims. But like something like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is a show I watched as a kid, where these two kids become friends with the Grim Reaper and take him against his will, basically. And I love that show as a kid, and I still love it now. But this story reminded me of that because these two kids, Mimi and I think Luke, they both have this artifact that controls or can destroy this demon from space, and they use him to do their bidding. Like, it's really, really fun. It's like Billy and Mandy, and I really enjoyed that plot that they did like that, but they made it really, really awesome in this movie. I was laughing out loud with everything. I know people have probably said this, but the character Mimi, this little girl, was just the sassiest, funniest character. I've seen it in a while in a horror movie. Like, it just, I lost it every time she said stuff. I liked how this girl was just so scary and intimidating. And by that I mean, like, the way she would talk to anybody, like, she is not taking no shit from anybody, and it was so funny, everything that she said. I love the fact that the alien, I forgot his name already, but he is so funny because he reminded me of something like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, where he, in a couple times, was kind of literal with stuff, and like they'd say something and then he'd repeat it, but then they say something else and then you repeat it, kind of thing. I like the fact that like little jokes, like where he finds a magazine of guys with their shirts off, and he's like, "I don't like shirtless boys," or do I? Like, that kind of line is hilarious. And whenever I think the magazine gets destroyed, he says, "Not my hunky boys." Like, those lines genuinely got me, and I thought that everything about the movie just really, really sold me on being so incredibly entertaining. I liked too that it's weird. It's so low. It's such a it's a low budget in a way. It's got good effects too, but I like how the movie feels practical, if that makes sense. There's CG stuff where, like, there's explosions or stuff and stuff like that, but like, it has a lot of practical to it, and I think that kind of surprised me. And like I said, it just really did a great job of being incredibly entertaining with all these characters. Um, and just being really, really funny, and I dug the hell out of it. Psycho Goreman was awesome, and I really wish I saw it sooner, but I mean, I'm glad I've got to see it. So, really enjoyed Psycho Goreman. And then, second to last movie I watched was Whoever Slew Auntie Roo, which is a 1970s horror movie starring Shelley Winters, where these two kids, well, I mean, there's a lot of kids, but there's two kids who stay at this mansion of this woman named Auntie Roo, whose daughter died, and she leaves her daughter's corpse in the basement and leaves her bedroom normal, but leaves the daughter's dead body with her the whole time. Like, the daughter's still there, even though she's dead. And one of the little kids finds out, the boy finds out, so then it becomes like Hansel and Gretel, where like she's trying to fatten him up and trying to kill him. So The thing about this one is weird because I watched this with a double pack with What's the Matter with Helen, which I liked a lot, with Shelley Winters, and I really liked that one a lot as well. And Debbie Reynolds was in that one too. Really great cast in that movie. But this is the second Shelley Winters movie out of on the two pack, so this had a really good Shelley Winters performance. I want to see more of her roles because I really loved her in What's the Matter with Helen in this one. Like she really is scary and intimidating, and I like her crazy performances. They really work. The only problem with this movie, though, for me, is that I just was bored. I didn't find the movie very entertaining or very interesting. It's still a fine movie. It's just not something that I will really watch again. The only thing I'll really remember is Shelley Winters' performance. Really, but that's pretty much it. There's not much else to say about Whoever Slew Auntie Roo, which is a title that I love. I love that title, and it made me want to watch the movie immediately. Um, so I really love that title. The movie's all right. Nothing incredibly special besides a good performance by Shelley Winters, but still, I thought it was. I was fine. I was fine watching it. And then the last movie on this review list is House of Wax 2005. I bought the Scream Factory release, which you'll see in a minute because I'm going to do my pickups as well. But this is a 2005 Warner Brothers Dark Castle movie, and Warner Brothers and Dark Castle did a lot of those movies in the 2000s, like House of Wax, like House of Haunted Hill, like Gothica, movies like that, where they were just remaking older movies. 13 Ghosts as well, where they were remaking all these older movies from modern time, and they're really different from the original ones. So House of Wax, though, it surprised me, honestly. I really dug this one. Like, this one was really entertaining. It is basically just all these young kids going to this abandoned town while traveling, and then they either get killed or start becoming wax figures because there's a person making them into wax, and then the whole town is like made out of wax people who are dead or whatever. And I thought that it was just really fun. Like, I liked the fact that this is something that a lot of people cringe at, though. I like the fact that this felt 2005, but I enjoyed it. It has Paris Hilton in it and Chad Michael Murray in it. And it's very interesting to see Paris Hilton because I haven't seen her in any acting performances. Like, all I know of Paris Hilton is that she was this rich girl, and she did a lot of weird, like, she was just kind of spoiled rich person, is what I'm getting from her. Like, I don't know much about her as a person, but the persona that society kind of pushed on us is that she's just kind of this spoiled young girl. But it's interesting to see her in the role because I actually thought she did a good job. I did like her in the movie. I thought she was good. I thought she had a good death scene. I thought she was good. Like, I actually liked her performance, and I was kind of gonna sit there like, oh, I'm gonna be ready to just trash it. And I usually try not to be mean like that, but I just thought with celebrities, or I mean not celebrities, with music stars in horror movies, it usually just is kind of odd. Like like in Leprechaun in the Hood, where you got rappers, or if I forgot who the rapper was in that one, but like, or Halloween Resurrection, where you got Busta Rhymes, or Seed Chucky, you got Redman, or this one you got Paris Hilton. Like, you've always got these singers, um, but they it's weird to see them in these movies because they're known for their singing, and it's kind of like it's weird whenever their roles are pretty good. Like, I did like Paris Hilton. I thought she did a good job. Um, I like Chad Michael Murray's character and the main girl's character. I forgot what her name is. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else, but I liked how Chad Michael Murray's character was this shitty ass human being, and then he kind of help save the day. So I like that, and I like the main girl. Like I said, Paris Hilton was good. The other actors are good. I think the movie is creepy. I think it has some good atmosphere to it. It's weird. It's from 2005, and it's got some CG to it, but like, it still feels kind of gritty, and I didn't expect that from this movie from 2005, because usually in the 2000s, a lot of stuff in horror was really polished in horror movies, if that makes sense. Not all of them, but I feel like there's a distinction between the 80s and 90s to the 2000s in terms of how a horror movie looks, because you've got um, kind of the Kevin Williamson kind of movies like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend, where those look really polished. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because I really do love Scream and Urban Legend. I like I Know What You Did Last Summer, okay, from what I remember. But what I'm saying is that there is a different type of palette to these kind of movies, and I felt like House of Wax in that time period did a good job of having a different type of look to it that felt more like an older horror movie. And I think that really helped with it helped service the movie for me. I thought the movie was creepy. It was fun. It was very 2005, but not in a way where it felt cringy to me. Like it felt fine. Like if I didn't know who Paris Hilton was, like from like cultural osmosis, I wouldn't have been like, oh, this is dated because this person who was famous at this time period was in it. Like if I didn't know who she was, I wouldn't have known at all, kind of thing. So I did like the movie. I did think it was fun and entertaining. I did really enjoy it. I haven't seen the original one, but I will see the original House of Wax. I think Vincent Price is in that one. Um, but I enjoyed House of Wax. I thought this was really fun. So that is it on the 5 movies that I watched this week. But I also want to do pickups because I've been holding out for you guys. I've got a lot of pickups. Um, I've got a lot of Scream Factory, a couple Criterions, a couple TV seasons, and a couple video games. So let's get started with the things that people will not care about as much, which is the video games. I just got 3 of them. I found Pac-Man Versus and Pac-Man World 2 on GameCube. And I like Pac-Man, so I got that. And I always want to up my GameCube collection. And then Spider-Man 1 and 2 on the PS2, which games I've always wanted to play, but I never... Well, I mean, I played Spider-Man 2, but I've never owned them. So I wanted to get those for my PS2, but I've still got a broken PS2, so I need to eventually rebuy a PS2. And then the TV seasons I got are Family Guy. So Family Guy, I've been rewatching, or kind of watching new episodes now. I started rewatching the show, but then I jumped to the new seasons because I wanted to watch the new stuff first. But Family Guy, and I can't with these pictures of these covers. They're just hilarious. Look at this. Family Guy season 14 cracks me up, and then season 15. Season 16 with Stewie with the freaking unicorn, and then season 17. I really wanted to finish Family Guy because I've watched up till, I'd say, season 10, and there's probably like 20 seasons now. So I found seasons 14 through 17 at a place in town. So I bought them and I'm watching them. And it's fine watching them out of order because I haven't seen like seasons 10 through 13. But like Family Guy is not something you have to really watch in order. It's not really episodic in that way. So I'm enjoying Family Guy, watching the new seasons, like I said, that I haven't seen before, even though they've been out for a while. And then let's start out with my 2 Criterions. So Barnes & Noble, of course, in July and November usually have their Criterion sale. Criterion's half off. So instead of $40 or $20. So of course I had to buy a couple, and I'm going to buy some more before the sale ends this month. But I got Dress to Kill and Blowout. And I really love Brian De Palma. I really love both these movies, and I thought, man, I've got to get some Criterions when they're on sale. And I love these 2 movies, and I really want to rewatch them again. I think they're both fantastic movies, and I really want to watch more De Palma. I know that he has Sisters on the Criterion Collection as well, which I have not seen, which has Margot Kidder in it. So I'm excited to see that, and I think that's what I'm definitely going to buy before the sale ends, but as of now, I've got 2 great ones, and I haven't rewatched them, but I'm glad I at least own them. And then onto my Scream Factories, I've got 6 of them. So I got a lot of double packs. So the first one I got is Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Vault of Horror I have not seen. I have seen Tales from the Crypt. the 1972 movie. I've seen that. Um, I just wanted to see the Vault of Horror, even, and I might watch Tales from the Crypt again, but I think it's really cool artwork as well. But I got that. And then I've not seen either of these in this double pack. So Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours. I got this more for Visiting Hours because I hear it's a great slasher, or it's a fun slasher. Bad Dreams I didn't hear much about, but I looked up the synopsis and it sounds kind of interesting. But I really like the artwork for both. And then the third 2-pack I got, combo pack, I've seen both of these. Terror Vision and the Video Dead. Terror Vision is really funny. It's got Garrett Graham in it. That one's really entertaining. The Video Dead I think is fun too, but I don't remember it that well. But I really enjoy Terror Vision, so I liked getting this as well. And then we have 3 single movies that Scream Factory released. So this one had been out for a while. I don't know how long, and I've not seen this before, surprisingly, but Lake Placid. I've always wanted to see this one. Never got the chance to. Bought the Scream Factory. I'm excited to see. And then, speaking of House of Wax, the new release from Scream Factory, which has this pretty interesting artwork, but I like the original like poster art more. Like, I think that's really cool. I really like that artwork, and I think that's Paris Hilton on the artwork. But still, House of Wax, like I said, I enjoyed watching it for the first time. And then the last pickup I got is another new Scream Factory release that I just got yesterday in the mail, which is A Stranger's Watching, directed by Sean S. Cunningham, which I have not seen before. I need to see more Sean S. Cunningham movies he's done more horror movies than I think. He also did The New Kids, which I watched this last year, which had like Lori Loughlin from like Full House in it. But that one wasn't that bad, and it had James Spader as well. But this one, I don't think it has anybody like I don't know any of these actors, but this one looks kind of interesting. Like, of course it's just Scream Factory, so I want to get it, but I'm excited to see this one because I do like Sean S. Cunningham's horror films. So with the obvious one like Friday the 13th, you know. But that is it on my pickups and reviews of the week. Like I said, it's easier to do this with doing all at once in a video because with a full-time job, with other obligations, it's kind of hard to just do reviews all the time. So I'm glad that I just did all these pickups at once. So that is it for today. And I'll be back next week for another couple of reviews. I'm already planning on watching Fear Street 3, I know, whenever that comes out. And I've got some Scream Factories over there that I've seen, or that I haven't seen yet, that I want to watch. I want to watch David Cronenberg's Rabid, which I did in my last pickups video. And Silent Hill, and then there's some other. I want to watch some Last Drive-In episodes because there's 2 more I haven't watched. It was Roger Corman night, and I need to watch those. But yeah, that's for this week's video, and I'll see you guys later.